Welcome to Derry Episode 6 Ending Explained. Welcome to Derry Episode 6. In the Name of the Father delivers the show's darkest and most revealing hour yet, connecting HBO's prequel series directly to Stephen King's mythology, while pulling back the curtain on two of the season's biggest mysteries, the origins of Periwinkle the Clown and the long-foreshadowed destruction of the Black Spot. The episode's final minutes hit like a freight train, a racist mob approaching the Black Spot, and Ingrid Kersh stepping fully into her clown persona, preparing to meet the thing she believes is her long-dead father. For fans of the book, we're now on the brink of one of the most infamous events in Derry's history. This breakdown explores what Episode 6 reveals, what it changes, and how it sets up one of the most catastrophic moments in Stephen King's It. Periwinkle the Clown, the horrifying truth about Ingrid Kersh. Episode 6 answers a question that has been quietly building since the premiere. Who is the strange girl in clown makeup stalking Derry's children? The answer is shocking but deeply rooted in its lore. The episode opens with a chilling black and white flashback to Juniper Hill in 1935, where a young Ingrid Kersh, then a nurse, interviews a girl experiencing visions of Pennywise. But the twist comes later. Ingrid isn't frightened by these visions. She welcomes them. This is where Welcome to Derry makes its most disturbing addition to the canon. Ingrid Kersh is the daughter of Bob Gray, better known as the original Pennywise the Dancing Clown. In other words, she believes her father still exists somewhere beneath the cosmic entity known as It. Her clown persona, Periwinkle, is more than a costume. It's an obsession. Ingrid is convinced that if she dresses as a clown, her father will recognize her and emerge from its influence. She even uses children under her care at Juniper Hill as bait, hoping Pennywise will manifest. The reveal reframes every Periwinkle sighting earlier in the show. The unsettling little clown watching Francis Shaw at the circus in Episode 3, the figure lurking between gravestones the clown captured on Mulhanlan's camera. None of those were Pennywise. They were Ingrid Kersh as Periwinkle. It also reframes the moment in It, Chapter 2, where Beverly Marsh meets an elderly Mrs. Kersh. The uneasiness of that scene was always more than just Pennywise manipulating a disguise. It was rooted in the character's deeply twisted past. And now, in Episode 6, Ingrid steps into her Periwinkle identity completely, fully costumed, fully delusional, fully prepared to reunite with the father she thinks still lives beneath the monster. Lily's betrayal and the fallout among the kids. One of the most painful emotional beats comes when Lily, desperate and hurting, turns to Mrs. Kersh for comfort. She's seeking a maternal figure. What she finds instead is a predator. The revelation that Ingrid has been manipulating her and stalking her friends under the guise of Periwinkle fractures Lily's trust with all the adults around her. It also deepens the divide forming within the young friend group. Meanwhile, Charlotte Hanlon brings Ronnie and Will to the Black Spot so the little girl can reunite with her father, Hank Grogan. It's a moment of tentative joy, a brief breath of safety and family, before the chaos to come. Will, trying to heal the rift between the kids, brings Marge and Rich to the bar as well. The sequence that follows is some of the lightest, sweetest character work of the season. The kids sip Air Force Coke. They laugh, they make plans for a moment. The Black Spot feels like sanctuary. But welcome to Derry never lets joy live long. Derry is a place where safety is temporary and happiness invites disaster. Clint Bowers and the Brewing Storm. Peter Outerbridge's Clint Bowers becomes the episode's human monster, mirroring the cruelty of his son from It. Here, he stokes the racist hatred simmering in the town and directs a mob toward the Black Spot. The show makes a bold and effective point. Derry's worst horrors are not always supernatural. Sometimes the real terror comes from human bigotry and violence, something the book also emphasized. The racist mob that forms in Episode 6 is nearly identical to the one described in Stephen King's novel. And for readers familiar with the source material, this moment signals that the Black Spot's fiery fate is imminent.
What is this place? It's like a clubhouse for some of the airmen from the base.
The Black Spot. Why this location matters in Stephen King's universe. To understand the gravity of Episode 6's ending, it's essential to understand the Black Spot itself. In it, The Black Spot is a nightclub built by Black U.S. Army Air Corps members stationed in Derry. The locals, fueled by racism and resentment, despise it. And one night, a white supremacist group called the Maine Legion of White Decency burns the Black Spot to the ground, killing most of the people inside. The destruction of the Black Spot becomes one of the most defining tragedies in Derry's history. But it's also important for a different reason. Dick Halloran, yes, the same Dick Halloran from The Shining, was there that night. He uses his psychic ability, The Shining, to save a young soldier named Will Hanlon, who later becomes the father of Mike Hanlon, the future historian of the Losers Club. This is why Dick Halloran appears in Welcome to Derry. His presence is a warning. The fire is coming. Episode SIX's ending is the match being struck.
Thank you for doing this.
Leave me out of this.
Why the show's version matters. IT. Welcome to Derry is not simply recreating King's history, it's contextualizing it. The show has spent 6 episodes letting us fall in love with these characters. Charlotte's courage, Hank's quiet dignity, Ronnie's sweetness, Will's loyalty, Dick Halloran's compassion. Now, with the mob approaching, every viewer familiar with the book knows most of the people in that building will die. And because this version allows us to know them more deeply than King's brief recollections in it, the coming tragedy feels even heavier. Ingrid Kersh's delusion reaches its peak. As the episode ends, Ingrid prepares to confront it. Dressed in her full Periwinkle costume, she truly believes her father will recognize her and return. The heartbreaking irony is that her father is gone. Dead. Consumed or copied by it decades ago. And the entity now wearing his face doesn't love her. It doesn't possess human attachments. It only hungers. But Ingrid can't accept that. To her, Pennywise is all she is left of a family. This delusion makes her more dangerous than ever. She's not trying to hurt children for pleasure or power. She's trying to reunite with a ghost. And in doing so, she's become a puppet of the very evil she thinks she's controlling. It's a tragic descent, and one of the show's most compelling original contributions. The mob arrives, a cliffhanger that signals disaster. Episode 6 ends on 2 intersecting notes of doom. A mob of racists approaches the Black Spot with torches, guns, and hatred. Ingrid Kersh, dressed as Periwinkle, is fully committed to her delusion of resurrecting her father. The parallel is powerful. On one side, human evil driven by prejudice. On the other, supernatural evil fueled by cosmic hunger and manipulation. And both are converging on the same location. We're now standing at the doorway of one of the darkest events in Derry's history.
Couldn't even give him a parking ticket.
What are you telling us for?
What episode 6 tells us about what's coming. Based on Stephen King's canon, there are a few near certainties. The Black Spot will burn. Many characters we've grown attached to will die in the fire. Dick Halloran and young Will Hanlon will survive. The fire will become a major historical trauma in Derry's timeline. But IT. Welcome to Derry may choose to add new layers. How much will Periwinkle be involved? Will it trigger or amplify the mob's violence? Will Ingrid encounter Pennywise during the chaos? How will this event reshape the surviving characters? The show has followed King's mythology closely while also expanding it with emotional depth, new characters, and unexpected twists. So while the outcome of the Black Spot tragedy may be predetermined, how it unfolds may still surprise us.
Oh no, please, please!
Final thoughts. Episode 6 is a turning point, emotionally, narratively, and thematically. It is together decades of Stephen King lore while offering bold new additions that enrich Pennywise's mythology. With Periwinkle now fully revealed and the Black Spot on the verge of destruction, the series is heading toward its most devastating and consequential episode yet. If Episode 6 is the spark, Episode 7 will be the fire. And for the characters trapped inside the Black Spot, and for Derry itself, nothing will ever be the same again.